welcome back to Beauty Bee. Today we're going to be doing a one shade, two looks, one shade, two ways, something along those lines. I don't actually remember what I titled my own series, so we shall see in editing, but I'm going to be doing it using this e.l.f. Lip lacquer. This is in the shade Tea Rose. It's sort of a grayish lavender shade. It's actually, when it wears down a little bit, not dissimilar to the color of this top that I'm wearing today, which is not an accident. And yeah, I think today I'm going to be doing sort of a gold and purple eye look, and then tomorrow we shall see. So first I'm going to start out just with some primer. I'm using my Blemish Control primer on my chin and sort of along my jaw, and then I will put on another primer on the rest of my face, because apparently I'm very high maintenance now. And I don't know when that happened, but it sure did. I don't actually know if you're supposed to use this, your Dream Skin Care and Perfect as primer, but I don't feel like it has any real skincare benefits, so that's how I use it, because it does blur, and it does leave my skin feeling nice. I just don't think it really moisturizes or anything like that. And yours, I got this from Influencer, and yours information was not very helpful. They were basically just like, this will make your skin beautiful and youthful, and you're gonna look like you're 12 again. You know, I'll let you know. Okay, so I think that's good to go. Now I'm going to use the e.l.f. foundation serum. This is very, very light coverage. I'm going to try with one pump first. I have not used this all over my face previously. And it has been years. Probably not years, a year since I wore foundation, I think. So I'm not really sure exactly what needs to happen here. So I guess this part is not so much a tutorial as a, here's what maybe not to do, let's see how it works out. Though really, that's all of my little tutorials, just a, let's see what happens, and then, you know, use your best judgment to determine if it's something you should recreate or not. I'm worried this is going to make me look darker than I am. Because I can always fix foundation that's too light, but foundation that's too dark is just a problem. I don't think that looks too bad. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's really doing a whole lot coverage-wise, which, I mean, it doesn't claim to. Yeah, I think that looks fine. Okay, now I'm going to do the lips, just because I want to have those done, because I know those are probably going to be the hardest part to match everything else to. I just want to be able to judge where I am on my eye based on how my lips are looking. And I know this looks very scary at first, but I tend to drink water and diet soda because I have a problem throughout the day, and it does wear off very gracefully into a lighter, more pink shade. Okay. So I've got a minor case of corpse lips right now, and hopefully some eye makeup will help that in the short term, and Diet Coke will be my savior in the long term. So let's start with the eyes. I'm gonna put on some eye primer. This is kind of a get ready with me using my Shop My Stash products, except I think this might actually be going up for my Shop My Stash video, because I don't know how to organize things. I'm going to use this matte purple shade just on a crease brush. And I'm going to put that, as one might expect, up in the crease and transition area. My first instinct when playing with this lip color was to go very cool on the eyes to match. But what I found was that made me look very washed out. So I think I need to do something warmer this time around. And though I'm setting up with that purple, I'm now gonna go in. Why does this not want to balance? There we are. I'm now going to go in with this gold. Just going to take that on my finger and put it all over the lid. I suspect that I will layer something over it, but I don't know what that something is yet. I bought this mirror specifically so that I could set it down while I film, and I just consistently pick it up to see what I'm doing even closer. Where are we? With this darker purple, it actually shows up more brown taupey on my eye. I'm just gonna take that on another finger and I'm gonna pat that on the outer corner. Okay, that's starting to look better. Now I'm going to take a blending brush, if I can find one. There's one. And I'm just gonna run over the edges of everything to make sure everything's left out. Very good. I definitely need something under the eye. I want something in the inner corner, and I need something to highlight with. But then I think I'm good, you know, after 3 different steps. And I think I'm actually going to go in with different products for all of them, which, again, I've become high maintenance on myself. I think I'm going to use this in the inner corner. This is a sort of shimmering pink shade. Struggling with finding brushes today. I'm trying to use this shimmering pink quite a bit because I frankenshadowed it, and I can tell that it's getting like harder and harder over time. So I want to get good use out of it before it goes on me, which I think is probably, unfortunately, not in the too distant future. Is my face oxidizing? I don't know. Maybe. I want something for under the eyes, and I think that's going to be this taupe. I'm just going to take that on a smudge brush. I usually have much more plan going into this. A bit more. Okay, and I want some brow bone highlight, and for that I'm going to go in the same palette that has the gold and the brown and take this highlight shade. Okay, so that's good. I think I'm probably just gonna do my mascara and my brows off camera because, I mean, how many times do you need to see me put on mascara and do my brows? But let's put on blush and highlight and just get the rest of the face done. Before that, I'm going to use this purple shade that I used in the crease again on my cheeks as blush. I feel like it really echoes that sort of purpley tone that comes through in the lipstick. I'm going to top that off with a little bit of this glowy pink. They call it a blush. I would think of this more as a blush lighter or even just a straight blush topper or highlighter because it is very glowy. And I'm going to use that as highlight just right on my cheekbones. Okay, maybe on my nose too, because why not? I think we're looking good. I will do my brows and get my lashes, and then I will see you in just a sec. All right, I've returned. I did my mascara and my brows. I just filled those in with some powder, and I blotted down my lipstick just a little bit by kissing the back of my hand. And I think you can see it looks much more natural and much more wearable now. It's not nearly as much of a statement in not necessarily a good way that it was earlier. I really like this color, and I've found that this will look pretty much like this until I finish lunch. Then I'll reapply, and it reapplies just fine. And it wears really actually surprisingly nicely throughout the day, considering that it's sort of somewhere in between a liquefied cream lipstick and a lip gloss. I'm really impressed with this color. I do wish that it just went on like this instead of needing to have that blot down, but I think I got it for less than $1. So if I can get a less than $1 lip product that lasts really nicely throughout the day and looks super nice but just needs a quick blot, sure, I'll do that. Well, I will see you tomorrow with a second look. Bye. Welcome to day 2. Congratulations on your recent time travel of about 24 hours. Very impressive. I am already wearing base makeup. I have concealer and the same tinted moisturizer BB cream I was wearing yesterday. I have my brows on. I have a tiny bit of blush, but I think I'm gonna add some more. And I just removed some bright pink lipstick. I had a Zoom call right before this. So I think some of that is still sticking around, but it will get covered up soon enough. So again, we're gonna start with the lips. So you want mirror. Honestly, it doesn't look that bad just to start with now. Yeah, cool. You don't even have to blot it off. Now we're gonna do the eyeshadow. I think that because I went fairly neutral, sort of golden yesterday, that I want to keep it a little bit more colorful, though again, not overpowering because that would be too much quirky, too much quirk, overload. I'm just putting my primer on. All right, so drawing from my shirt, I wanted to use, just take out the little applicator. I wanted to use some of this sort of blue-green shade, and I think I want to keep that fairly close to my lash line. So I'm going to just take a shader brush and grab a little bit of that. I don't want to go too full on or just cover too large of a surface area with this color, because I know with the pink also that this could go very 1980s very, very quickly. And while that's not inherently a bad look, it's just not really what I'm going for today. So I think that is about all the really bright color that I'm going to go with, though I might actually smudge a little bit of the same color under my eye later on. For now, let's sort of build up a little bit more neutral side of things. And for that, I'm going to use this Maybelline palette that I'm sort of trying to pan. I'm going to use this to blend out my crease transition area. Okay, and I'm going to use a mixture of this sort of very light beige and the white to highlight my brow bone. I suppose I could just use the white, but I feel like that would be awfully stark. I just want to keep things natural, except for that blue today. I say as I reach for the green that I'm going to put in the outer corner. Now this reads, this shade that I'm going to be using, reads as mostly just dark but it can kind of pick up on blues or greens that you have elsewhere in your eye. So I'm just going to use a tiny bit of that in the outer corner to deepen things up. And for that, I'm going into this, I believe they call this a contour brush from e.l.f. It's like this fairly small but quite dense crease brush. At least that's how I think of it. I'm just going to stick that in the outer corner. Keeping it fairly concentrated, and we will blend things out. We're not just going to leave it like that. So first I'm just going to go in with my finger and sort of smooth the transition between those two colors. Okay, next step, back with this same brush. I'm not going to add any more product. I'm sure that it still has a little bit of the brown on it. And I'm going to just blend over the edge of the darker cream. Do you see how that does actually come off as fairly green on the eye, even though it just, I think even on camera, it just sort of looks dark in the pan. Honestly, it doesn't look that dissimilar from my gray nails, at least in the viewfinder. So we're good there. And now I'm going to smudge just a little bit of this same blue under the eye with a smudger brush. No surprises there. Make some truly ridiculous faces while you do it. That helps the makeup go on more evenly. I actually pulled some glitter to put in the inner corner, but I think that will be a little bit too much. So instead I'm going to go in with the shade, which is sort of a very cool gray lavender shade. Very pretty. I'm just going to take that on a little detail brush and pop that right on the inner corner. Okay, so with the exception of mascara, which we will take care of right now, that leaves my eyes done. Just doing top lashes because I cannot deal with watching my lower lash line face today. I already got one dose of that. Okay, so that's looking good. I'm going to add a little bit more of the blush that I have on, which is Tarte Harmony. I believe this is the same blush I used yesterday because it's the same blush I use most of the time. Okay. And now for the a bit more fun part, I actually pulled two different highlighters, but I think because I've got my hummingbird shirt on that I should use my hummingbird highlighter. That's how things work, right? Thematic matching. So I'm just gonna get some of this on this e.l.f. blush brush. Interesting choice of a name. That'll add a little more pink to my cheeks at the same time. Okay, I think just cause I want to add a little bit of the same shade under my brow. So I'm just cleaning off the same shader brush a little bit. I'm gonna pop that right over my other brow and highlight. And I think we're good. Thank you for watching. I hope you'll like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.